This was the recounted story of a Reddit user with the username BingBong1234, but for the purpose of this video, I'll just refer to him as Tom. It started when Tom was 8 years old, taking his dog for a walk through the neighborhood with his mom. It was a little later in the night, between 10 and 11 p.m. They lived next to a swampy, woodsy area on the edge of the neighborhood, which was in Lansing, Michigan. It was a very silent night except for the slight wind. Then, from down in the swamp, Tom and his mother heard somebody whistling at them. It sounded sort of like a bird, but each whistle was different enough where the lack of consistency made it human-like. The whistling would apparently fluctuate pitches, sounding higher then lower. With a concerned and slightly terrified look on her face, Tom's mother grabbed his hand and said that they should go inside the house quickly. But since this happened at a very young age, and nothing similar happened for a while, Tom forgot about it, until 2 years later. Tom was taking his dog out again late at night, and towards the end of the walk, Tom suddenly heard the same whistling noise again. In his words, with the same pitches and same inconsistent human-like tones coming from a bush that could easily obscure a person behind it just next to the front door. With the disturbing memory of seeing his mom.
Nigga, I'll never forget. I think I told you about that story. When I had walked when I was a kid, I was walking through the house.
Oh yeah. And it was a homeless man beating on your door, on your window.
I don't know who he was. He was like, "Hey man, open the door. Hey little boy, open the door." I'll never forget that shit. That nigga gonna kill us all probably.
He gonna take you out. Gonna take you out.
I'm equally terrified from the same whistling 2 years earlier. Looking down into the swamp at something neither of them could see, he ran inside as fast as possible. Years went by again without it happening, and eventually it slipped from Tom's mind. Fast forward to the summer of 2015, when Tom was 24 and started dating his girlfriend Sarah, who he moved to South Dakota with. For Independence Day, the couple decided to go to Pierre, South Dakota, and watch the fireworks along the bank of the Missouri River. The two were parked at a free camping area behind a hospital, where people were allowed to pitch their tents, hang out, and see the fireworks up the river. Tom and his girlfriend were near the very end of the campground, and there were very few, if any, people around them. The fireworks began as it started to get dark. They sat right at the edge of the river to be able to see the fireworks. A huge thunderstorm was approaching, so the air seemed electric and the wind was picking up. The atmosphere was very eerie and unusual, as the video will display. Most of the other campers walked up the river to have a better view of the fireworks, but Sarah and Tom stayed back and were drinking beers amongst themselves and relaxing. And suddenly, the couple heard the sound of a paddle methodically dipping into the water. They saw a figure steering a canoe about 20 meters offshore. Around this time, Sarah decided to get more beers from the car, leaving Tom alone to stare at this mysterious person.
Oh, hell no.
Then he heard
That's one thing you don't do.
You don't leave your nigga out there.
Yeah, you don't leave your man out there.
But okay, my question is, where did where did they originally stay?
I don't know.
That's my question. Like, what did they originally stay in South Dakota?
They didn't say.
The familiar whistle that at one point haunted his childhood.
He heard the same whistle.
His entire body froze as he was quickly covered in goosebumps. It was the exact same whistle from his childhood, more than a decade later. Tom looked at the figure, but it was way too dark to see who it could be. The person in the canoe was wearing a hat, and when they were perpendicular to the shore from Tom, they stopped paddling, turned the canoe to face directly at him, and whistled.
He had the camera out.
Hey yo, new merch dropping on April the 1st. That's April Fool's, but this ain't a joke. New merch on the way. Y'all be ready. Y'all see the pictures on the screen. Let's go.
Man, turn the camera towards Cuz.
Oh, you can hear the whistle.
Yeah, but that could be in the edit. Turn the camera towards Cuz. Or it could even be him whistling. Oh, that's not him whistling. Oh!
Tom looked at the person and shouted, "Who are you?" which received no reply. The person just whistled a couple more times, turned the canoe, and paddled out of sight.
See,
as the canoe was almost out.
Would I go to jail for shooting him?
Yeah.
I would?
Yeah. Because he didn't do that to you. He didn't do that to you.
I feared for my life. He's been stalking me for years.
You better hope they don't find that video if you was recording.
I mean, I shoot him and delete the video. He gotta hide the evidence, Michael.
He close
out
to
of
the
sight.
truck.
Tom grabbed his camera and got a shot of them whistling as they paddled away. When Sarah came back from getting the beers, she was very confused as to why Tom was so freaked out. When he explained, Sarah was also completely unnerved. Tom was under the impression that they were being followed and watched, and that they were in danger, especially if he was somehow being followed for
See,
Wait.
14 years by the same person all the way to South Dakota. This
You know, that could be his dad. That could be his dad. He lives with his mom. That could be his dad trying to, you know. That could be his father.
Did your father hunt you as a child? Aaron?
No, I'm just saying that could be his father. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
You know what's crazy about all these fucking ghost videos? Oh my God! What Busters.
Bustersaw 26 cheered. X1000.
The Elden Ring rap
by JT Music.
Okay, we'll consider that. We'll consider that. But yeah, always coincidentally, the camera gets worse when they point to whatever they be filming.
Yeah,
like right here,
it's perfect.
Right here is perfect.
Well,
perfect.
also he zoomed in. When you zoom in at night, it does get more grainy.
But I'm saying we couldn't see that. You know what I'm saying? Regular. Look how clear we can see that.
Yeah, but remember, if he would have zoomed in, all this would get grainy.
No, I'm saying he couldn't show it regular first.
That dude was far away.
I know. I'm just saying that's the far away too. Y'all at. No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying.
raises some big questions, such as, was it a coincidence? Why was it always the same whistling noise? And if it wasn't a coincidence, who was the person? Why did they follow Tom? And where did they go? To this day, there have been no conclusive updates on
What?
Damn, this nigga don't got a description.
No, it's glitching. We got a baddie.
Hype train, let's go.
Emma Filipov was 26 years old when she disappeared almost 10 years ago, on November 28, 2012. She was described by friends and family as a beautiful, creative, and private girl. There's been an extensive investigation into Emma's disappearance ever since, but so far investigators have been unsuccessful in determining what happened to her. A surveillance video from the day Emma disappeared shows her in a 7-Eleven pacing around and cupping her hands around the glass door as she looked outside, as though she was being followed. She purchased a prepaid cell phone in the 7-Eleven despite never owning one before. Then she hesitated before leaving.
Have we done the Zorro rap by Daddy Fat?
Yes.
I think we did that. Unless it's brand new, we did it. We definitely did it.
Luffy one.
Yeah.
What's going on?
She's scared. Yep, she's scared.
She's scared of something.
She is scared.
She's scared of something.
And it's the last time she was seen.
The cell phone she purchased was never activated. A little later, Emma got into a taxi, instructing the driver to go to the airport. She then got out of the taxi due to insufficient funds for the fare. She was last seen between the times of 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m., acting strangely in front of the Empress Hotel. According to a witness, Emma seemed confused. He saw her at a crosswalk, refusing to cross the street. He asked her if she was feeling okay, and asked her if she was being followed due to her paranoid mannerisms. Emma said she was okay. So, not knowing what to do, he made a phone call to the police. Police showed up and found her shoeless, and they questioned her for a total of 45 minutes and then left. Investigators later found her vehicle the following morning, parked at the Chateau Victoria parking lot, containing all of her belongings, including her laptop, books, her passport, and library card. Investigators found a CCTV footage clip from a local YMCA 5 days before Emma went missing. In the clip, she walked in and out through the door 6 times, peering out through the glass.
Okay. Y'all think she was on something?
No, it looked like, I think she was trying to catch somebody following her.
I don't know. She definitely, man.
No, she's suspicious of something.
Yeah, she's suspicious of something.
One possible person of interest is in CCTV footage from a Vancouver store. The 2014 surveillance video shows a man in a Gastown clothing store holding a purple poster in his right hand.
He looked like something.
The store owner reported that the man was irritated and claiming Emma was his girlfriend and that she wanted to be left alone.
Gucci, I had some Prime. I just drunk it. I threw the bottle though. I just drunk it.
alone.
We off that
Police
prime,
have
baby.
not yet been able to identify him.
That's creepy.
Yeah, he did something.
That's creepy.
He did something. First of all, don't do drugs, kids.
Facts.
I low-key think she was on something. But she was still being followed.
Yeah, no.
She was still being followed. For sure.
The footage you're about to watch was of an episode of the old game show The Dating Game, and on the
Nigga,
surface it seems completely normal, and all the contestants
This remind me of
This is creepy. These are creepy.
what's the movie? Austin Powers. That's that remind me
seem
of.
to be regular people you'd expect to see in a typical cheesy 1970s dating show.
He look
However, one person on the stage was not who he seemed.
Boy, ain't no way.
Ooh, that nigga terrified.
Ain't no way.
That nigga terrified.
Ain't no way they let this man on the show. He looked creepy.
Nah, bro.
And it was later found out this episode was filmed amid a gruesome killing spree. He was the winner of the episode, and his name was Rodney Alcala.
Oh, him? It was him. He was
A serial killer who victimized up to 130 women.
Nigga, Ted Bundy didn't even touch 100. Did he?
This was part of the episode.
And he
Number one is a successful photographer who got his start when his father found him in the dark room at the age of 13, fully developed.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait. That was your joke?
That's a horrible joke.
Wait.
That's a horrible
Wait.
joke. That's a horrible joke. That
They
is
said
a
in the
horrible
dark
joke.
room, fully developed.
That's
That's a horrible welcome intro.
That's a horrible joke.
Between takes, he might find him skydiving or motorcycling. Please welcome Rodney Alcala. Rod, welcome.
He was introduced as
Appreciate you, Chopstick. Can we react to Zombified by Falling in Reverse? Okay, we got what? We got Zombified. We got The Fable. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. But yeah, this man crazy. You would think the other guy was a serial killer, but it's him. 130? 130? 130. How many people did Ted Bundy get? How many did he admit to or whatever? About 30. Ted Bundy only did about 30. And if you count the ones that nobody know of, probably about 40, 50. But 100? 130?
Nah,
That's
different.
crazy.
That's different.
Bachelor number 1, a successful photographer who enjoyed... He was introduced as Bachelor number 1, a successful photographer who enjoyed skydiving and motorcycling in his spare time.
A bachelor number one. I
Whoa.
am serving you for dinner.
Hey, that's one of the baddest women I've seen in the like 70s and before. Like no joke. Like that. She's fine.
What are you called?
Oh nah, you could tell that nigga evil. He just looked evil.
You for dinner.
Hold on. I want to hear the whole question because you.
Photographer who enjoyed skydiving and motorcycling in his spare time.
A bachelor number one. I am serving you for dinner. What are you called? And what do you look like?
I'm called the banana, and I look really good.
Can you be a little more descriptive?
Peel me.
With his suggestive quips and impressions, he won the contest, scoring a date with the Bachelorette, Cheryl Bradshaw. But in the years that followed his appearance on the show, Alcala would come to be known as the dating game killer.
Will that date be Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, or Bachelor number 3? Who gets the date?
Well, I like bananas, so I'll take one.
Number 1, Bachelor number 1, all right. He's a skydiver, so he's got a lot of nerve. He's into motorcycling, he's also fine.
That nigga's
Did he
evil.
get her?
That nigga's evil.
Did he get her?
That nigga, I don't know. Play it. We about to find out.
Photographer, say hello to Rodney Alcala. Rodney, come on and say hello. Congratulations.
He was convicted of the murders of 6 women and a 12-year-old girl, with some of the crimes being committed before his TV appearance. Investigators estimated his victims could be as many as 130. Alcala died at age 77 while on death row. He committed his first known crime on September 25, 1968, when an eyewitness in Los Angeles called police after watching him lure an 8-year-old girl named Tali Shapiro into his apartment. Tali was walking to school when Alcala offered her a ride, but he took—
Nope, my kid's not walking to school. Not happening. They're not walking to school. But did he get the lady from the game show?
Took her to his apartment instead. When the police arrived, the girl was found alive, but Alcala had fled. To evade the resulting arrest warrant, he left the state and enrolled in the NYU Film School using the name John Berger. With his good looks and charm, he persuaded many young women to pose in photographs for him,
Gucci.
most of whom are presumed to have been victims of his, and apparently a lot of them remain unidentified. In fact, you can easily find these pictures online. In 1971, he obtained a counseling job at a New Hampshire arts camp for children.
Bro.
The FBI added Alcala to its list of 10 most wanted fugitives, and a few months later, 2 children attending the arts camp noticed his photo on an FBI poster at the post office. Alcala was arrested and extradited to California. He only served 3 years in prison for this crime because Shapiro's family had relocated to Mexico and her parents refused to have her testify at the trial.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The years following, he would be in and out of jail, and the list of his victims would grow longer and longer. Somehow, Alcala was able to make it on the dating show despite his criminal history.
He got on there after it!
Oh. Nah, he there right now. He there right now. Rap Night.
Wait, what happened?
Rap Night said so. That nigga walking right now. Nah, he dead.
Nah, he did all of that before the game show.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And of course, his record went unmentioned during his appearance. After Cheryl Bradshaw chose Rodney Alcala, the two were awarded tennis lessons, complete with outfits, and a trip to Magic Mountain theme park.
First, you'll receive tennis lessons from expert Naomi Besa of the famous Kirkwood Tennis Club. That starts.
The two were then escorted to a place where the show would allow the match to talk and get to know each other. And it was during this time that Cheryl Bradshaw started to get a bad feeling about Rodney overall, describing him as creepy and weird. The arranged date after the show never happened because Bradshaw called the show's office after filming and told the contestant coordinator that she didn't want to go because of the weird vibes that came off of him.
She said,
yes!
I can't go out with this guy.
Yes!
There's weird vibes that are coming off of him. He's very strange. I'm not comfortable. Is that going to be a problem?
Go with your gut.
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 Problem. And of course I said no.
The next year, on June 20th, 1979, 12-year-old Robin Samso of Huntington Beach vanished while riding a bike to a ballet lesson. A Forest Service employee later found her remains scattered across a remote ravine in Los Angeles. Robin's friends told police that a stranger had photographed them on the beach the day she disappeared. Authorities obtained a warrant to arrest Alcala based on his record, his known habit of photographing children, and indications that he frequented the area that the girl's body was found.
No.
Rodney Alcala's DNA would later link him to the deaths of multiple other women. In 2010, he was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to death, but after New York City investigators began probing his potential ties to unsolved killings in the city in the 1970s, he was also charged for the murders of 2 more women, which he pleaded guilty to. The actual amount of disappearances and murders that Rodney is responsible for remain unknown. It's crazy to think how Cheryl Bradshaw's gut instincts that something was off about Rodney and her refusal to go through with their date probably saved her life.
It did. Not probably.
Stuff like that makes me glad I don't live in somewhere like fucking New York.
Yeah.
Because New York, people disappear in New York every day. It's too big.
It's too many people. It's not even big. It's little and too many people.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Nah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey man, click the next video. And while you there, subscribe, you doofus smirks.